Well, Mister's supposed to go out, but he's not going, so I'm out in the bus with the Mr. Buddy heater. Mr. Buddy heater. The fan's not working. I figure it's because the batteries got cold, and I just need enough radiant heat to make it comfortable. It's a pretty warm day out. It's like melty out there. I'm having such a miserable time being an ostomate. Ostomate is a word for a person with an ostomy. An ostomy is a medically created opening in your body by which to remove waste. There's people who have it for peeing. There are people who have it at the top of their colon, their ileostomy, and then there's me, the colostomy, which is at the end of the colon. And it's done medically necessary for, in my case, cancer took away the part of me that it was supposed to be attached to. And never again shall I ever go in a natural way. Unfortunately, it likes to operate when I try to sleep. That's when it likes to be active. So if I've tried sleeping while it's active, and then it takes as long to clean up the mess when it bursts through, as it inevitably does, as it does to stay up and babysit it and keep the material moving from the top to the bottom of the bag, as it does not do on its own, especially when you're laying horizontally and there's no gravity at all. I mean, if I wanted to jog all night, then it wouldn't run, because it only runs when I'm inactive. So I'm in a miserable mood. Normally I would do what's called irrigating. In irrigating, you use special equipment. Oh, that heater's working so well, my leg's getting hot. In irrigating, you use special equipment to the word infuse water. Basically, you have a bag of body temperature water that's just above your shoulder, and you have an opening for the hose down in your stoma, and the water's supposed to go down in and activate peristalsis, make your colon start doing its thing. And then you're wearing a special bag designed for this process that catches all of the waste, and then you clean it all out. Except it's not working. If I can do that, then I get to go 2 days clean, just walking around with plastic stuck to my stomach, but not a poop bag, not a bag full of my own waste, which is horrifying. And worse yet, because it runs when I eat, it runs when I relax, it runs when I sleep. Basically, the only time it doesn't run is when I'm sitting around at home just doing chores, when it would actually be convenient. It's the only time it doesn't run. It really likes to run when someone's using the bathroom, and like I say, it likes to wake me up in the middle of the night. So it starts going right at about bedtime, and so if I extend my bedtime by a couple of hours, then it stops and I go to sleep, and then it starts running at about 3 o'clock in the morning and keeps going till 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's what happened last night. I'm beside myself. I cannot live like this. I don't know what to do. I have tried every suggestion the Facebook group has, and I cannot. It's down to the point where people just don't want to hear from me anymore, because it's just more, still can't. And the main advice I get is relax. Well, I'm pretty darn relaxed when I go in there. I'm not relaxed right now, but that's because I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting upset, and I'm getting sleep deprived. More than anything, I'm getting sleep deprived. And I'll get a week of positive results, and then I'll get 2 weeks of negative results, and I'll get so frustrated by not being able to sleep that I'll stop drinking water so that everything dries up and stops flowing, which is also bad for me. And it hurts. Worse yet, it hurts. And I don't know if I'm damaging it, shoving the cone in over and over. And I'm not jabbing myself. I'm being very careful, and I'm being patient. I'm being gentle. I'm being relaxed. It's not working. 45 minutes this morning of just trying to gently coax it in. And finally I'm like, it's just not working. This thing is hurting my leg, it's so hot. Oh, well, that takes care of that. I tilted it. It's got a tilt feature, kind of like a pinball machine, where if it's bumped, I don't know. Let's turn it back on and see if we can just get it pointed somewhere else. I might be out of propane or something, I don't know. There we go, we'll put it on medium. Yeah, so, and you know, it's putting me in such a negative mood. I mean, I was already stressed out. It's a stressful time of year. Oh, and not helping me with my health and my mental health. My husband's mother has a tradition of baking Christmas treats. And she bakes them with all of the traditional 50s recipes, 50s and 50s through 70s, you know, back when we didn't realize that corn syrup and marshmallow and white sugar with white flour does not actually constitute food. Many people still don't understand that. It's a very toxic thing to eat. And as anybody who is a diet planner will tell you, the time for self-control is not when it's in your house. It's before it gets in your house. So this box, this is it like 25 pound box of sugar, flour, corn syrup, and the odd smattering of nuts and cacao, but mostly just corn syrup, sugar, because all of the ingredients she uses are made out of corn syrup, sugar, and flour. You know, there's the chocolate chips and the marshmallows. I mean, and the condensed milk that make up the fudge. There's the butterscotch and wheat to make those, and then there's the chocolate chip cookies and extremely fattening stuff. And I am extremely addicted to it. And when I'm unwrapping it, I'm getting frustrated because it comes half a dozen of each treat at a time, wrapped in 2 layers of saran wrap, like wrapped around twice, in a Ziploc bag, surrounded by bubble wrap. Hubby cleaned out an entire grocery bag full of bubble wrap. And she wants it to get here in one piece. I get it. I don't want it to get here at all. And I'm surprised that it still does on one hand, because she has learned better. She's even talked about how that stuff, she doesn't eat it anymore. Nobody in the family eats it except my husband and consequently me. And he's the only one in the family that isn't suffering weight-related health issues. And I think it's because he won a genetic lottery or something. A bit of a combination of luck and working a very physical job, but more luck than anything, I think. You know, I'm sure he'll explain it differently. So this blasted box arrives, and I every time I hear about it, I'm like, oh, you know, he doesn't need it. He's okay without it. You don't have to send it. It's okay. You know, that stuff's not good for us. It's okay not to send it, but that's all I can do. I have no right to tell them whether or not they may send it. I have absolutely no right to say, don't send that junk to my house. It's making us ill. I have no right. And because it's a gesture of love between a mother and her son, it's never going to end. So there's that preying on my mind as well. And we have fallen behind badly enough in payments that people are getting upset out there in the world of capitalism and corporate debt collection. And the boss keeps divvying up the checks and doling them out $500 a week at a time. And I got $2,000 worth of bills that I got to cover, and it keeps coming in at $450, $500 a week, which is about what we spend on food and gas around here. And the you know, the automatic debits that can't be stopped, and I'm getting frustrated. Really frustrated. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. I really don't. I wish I knew how to get work myself. But I cannot work a normal, ordinary job, both because I have no normal, ordinary job skills, no social skills, and because with this colostomy and my health concerns, I can't work a normal, ordinary job. I could go into someone's house 4 hours a day for a week or two and paint, but I don't know how to get that kind of work. I can make stuff, but I don't know how to sell stuff. I'm just so frustrated. Yeah, but I promised I'd make a vlog every month, so even though I'm not in any kind of mood to want to talk to people because, you know, Debbie Downer, right? I cannot focus on some topic on which to rant or find some exhilarating, joyous things to say or some words of wisdom, because I am in this kind of a state of mind where what I do with my time generally in a day like this is I focus on keeping the house clean and getting some handcraft work done and self-care. You know, I'm going to take a bath later today. I try to do things that will distract me, make me feel valuable, and keep my environment nice. And I'd really like to get to work on this bus too. It's actually nice enough today. I should work on the bus today. It's really pleasant out here. Maybe I will. If I don't get to this bus soon, I'm going to have to put out a bus video with what little footage I have. I guess I could do that at the start of December and just put out a really short bus update, because I haven't done anything in here since September, I think. Late September, early October. Yeah. The snow came down on Halloween, and you know, I did start a fire in the bus a couple of days ago, and it was really interesting to note that that didn't melt the snow off the roof. But the warmth we're having right now has been melting the snow off the roof. It's literally melty out there. Oh, I can't tell hubby about this, but this is going to cost us a lot of money. I don't drive my car often enough that even though we're in late November, I did not remember that she's plugged in on the block heater. And I went out last night and it was dark. I was looking this way to make sure I didn't run anyone over, instead of this way where I would have noticed the cord stretching out. Well, when the cord released, it broke. Even though I didn't have it, I didn't screw the cord into its socket on the car. It was hanging loose. Still, it broke all the pins, and it broke the edge of the socket. And now I could probably reuse the cord, but the socket has to be replaced, and that's probably going to involve, knowing Mercedes, the entire cable run and the device at the back. We're probably looking at $1,000. And without it, you can't run a car in Saskatchewan. You need your block heater running. So I'm like, oh, no. And I can't tell him. I cannot tell him, because he doesn't have sympathy for... He's just going to go off on me about, why weren't you watching? It's like, well, you know, why weren't you out there watching? Because you're the one driving. I mean, who really needs that kind of argument? It's pointless. Why weren't you watching? Oh, because I decided to be a dumbass today. Why do you scold someone for that kind of mistake? It does not change their behavior. They didn't do it on purpose. They're not going to suddenly have a better memory because you yelled at them. Bad memory is a bad memory, and that's... I'd like to know another way of being reminded that the block heater cord is plugged in. I really would. Why is it my husband never remembers to turn off the electric heater in the bathroom when he's done? Never. You know? Because he doesn't. Would yelling at him help? No. I actually have a strategy for that. I'm going to start unplugging it so that he has to plug it in and then turn it off, and then maybe that will remind him, if he remembers he should unplug it. Maybe it'll remind him that it's got to be turned off. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to actually take it out of the bathroom so that he has to go get it, bring it in, plug it in, and we'll see if that makes him remember to turn it off. Now, I wish to heck that I could come up with something like that for the block heater cord on my car, because this has happened every single autumn. It's just the first time it's ever broken. But me forgetting to unplug it before I start driving away has happened the first half a dozen times I'm using it every year. Every year. The first half dozen times I forget to unplug my block heater. This is just the first time I didn't see it on the way out of the garage because it was dark. Yeah, so, well, thanks for listening. Ciao.